Hello, this is Michelle with Imagine Alba, bringing Scotland to you. Welcome to another virtual tour, and today we are imagining Loch Feochan. This is an estuary off the Firth of Lorne, and it penetrates 5 miles into Argyll's coast, just south of Oban. Feochan may be derived from the Gaelic for whelk or periwinkle, a tasty sea snail found here in abundance. At the north end of the loch, you can see the rivers Feochan Moor and Nell merge and flow into the loch, the Big Winkle River and the Swan River in Gaelic. During the Ice Age, a massive glacier, mile thick, carved its way through the highlands and down to the sea, leaving this deep saltwater loch, conveniently located at the crossroads of the Highlands and Islands, perhaps the original gateway to the Isles. So people have been living, sailing, fishing, and fighting on these shores ever since the ice melted 10,000 years ago. Here on that tree-covered mound are the remains of an Iron Age hill fort called Danach, or Fort at the Field in Gaelic. This natural 18-meter high platform would have been ringed with layers of stone walls, a safe place to retreat when the inevitable hordes sail up for a bit of the old pillage and plunder. We don't know the exact dates of this done, but at least in the neighborhood of 1,500 to 2,000 years old. There's a very peaceful atmosphere here today, meaning that the loch is a haven for wildlife, including seals, otters, buzzards, oyster catchers, even the occasional sea eagle. This tiny islet is called Ellen and Rusk, or Bear Island in Gaelic, as in there's nothing on it, except seabirds, who nest here in summer, including terns, which stop here to breed on their annual 22,000-mile migration from the Arctic to the Antarctic. This sheltered bay is called Arden Talon. That's Gaelic for the headland at the small inlet. Though it's a sleepy neighborhood today, before the highland clearances, it was a bustling farming, mining, and fishing community that even predates Oban. There's another Iron Age hill fort here overlooking the loch, within signal fire range of Danach. And down near the south end of the loch is Carrick Namarov, or the evocatively named Rock of the Dead. It's said this was where the early kings of Scotland waited to be loaded on a galley for their penultimate voyage to the sacred Isle of Iona for burial. Who knows what royalty embarked upon their final journeys here? Kenneth MacAlpin, the legendary first king of Alba? Or Somerled, the warlord of the Western Isles? Or even the real-life Macbeth? And speaking of Kenneth MacAlpin, here are the remains of Cairn Alpin, a memorial to Kenneth's father, a king of Dalriada who was killed in battle with the Picts in 834. And right near that spot is the site of yet another historic set piece, a 1308 skirmish between none other than Robert the Bruce and his old foes, the MacDougals of Lorne. From the Stone Age to the 19th century, these shores would have been fairly densely populated, with several hundred households fishing and farming, mostly cattle, sheep, and barley. Today, there are only a few dozen households living, farming, and sailing around the loch, some holiday homes, retirees, and folks like us who are lucky enough to call these shores home. Looking at this tranquil scene now, it's hard to imagine bloody battles, ancient rituals, or the more mundane tapestry of human life that this humble loch has witnessed. Here in Scotland, though, every inlet, every rock, every inch of the waters and landscape has a story to tell. Some true, some myth, but always intriguing. Thanks for joining us for this virtual tour of Loch Feochan, Scotland. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on social, and visit imaginealba.com, bringing Scotland to you.